What are we doing, Flippy?
Yeah.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
That's right, folks. It's the Flippy Update. It's Flippy is our colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. We use talking about Flippy as a way to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways that robots are taking over the world, and now there's nothing we can do about it. Been a while since we talked about Killbots, but they are out and about, folks. This is coming from theallineed.com.
Yeah, this is I was going to say, this was not the kind of outlet that I expect you to bring.
It's a weird outlet, but here's what it is. I originally got this story from robotics.news, but I am boycotting them because they're a bad outlet and they're just bad. So I followed my nose and found some links and it brought me here. But let's see what's going on here. The headline is GNOM, Ukraine's combat robot. Ukrainian-made, remote-controlled GNOM to fight Russian troops near Zaporizhia.
This is like the genome?
It is interesting, isn't it? Yeah, well, let's find out. The invasion of Ukraine is being a showcase of all kinds of weaponry. A little bit of a translation thing going on here. From Cold War antiques, such as the T-62 tank, which entered service half a century ago and Russia is now desperately rescuing, to the Ukrainians' converted missile-launching pickup trucks. Suicide, attack, and surveillance drones are also getting quite a lot of play, but next week, an invention is scheduled to be deployed that may steal their leading role in the contest. GNOM, a small remote-controlled robot armed with a machine gun. Now, this article came out June 20th, which means GNOM's is out there. The Killbots are loose. Temerland.
Ukraine, new world order.
Temerland, a Ukrainian company specializing in robotics, says it will deploy GNOM robotic vehicles equipped with 6.62 millimeter machine guns near the town of Zaporizhia in southeastern Ukraine. It is one of the key points to settle the conflict, since if it were to fall into the hands of Putin's army, Russia would have almost completed the corridor from the Donbass to Transnistria. The GNOM, available in two configurations, 4 or 6-wheeled, and was originally designed to fulfill other military functions, which did not include weapons of any kind. This multifunctional robotic platform.
What was it supposed to do before then?
Reconnaissance, demining, stuff like that. But now you slap a Kalashnikov on this sucker.
Put a gun in his hand.
Good to go. I mean, and such is the story of the Ukrainian defense.
Yeah.
Most things fighting, whether they be vehicles or weapons or people, were not designed to do that. They're just basically giving AK-47s to grandma and winning a war.
Well, it's interesting because that first line of the article here, the invasion of Ukraine, showcase all kinds of weaponry. I know there might be a translation thing, but it's kind of true. If you think about any trade, anything, you have like big conferences, right? Or you have like a big event. Well, for the military industrial complex, it's like the war is the event, Exactly. So, there you go.
It's where you get to showcase.
Yeah.
and it's these turnkey things. And this is a good example of what Flippy and the robotic takeover, the whole plan of it is no, it's not to take your job. It's not to take we're not going to put guns on the police robot. It's strictly for cameras. It's blah, 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 blah. Spot the dog just has a hand, just a claw. It's not a gun. But it's in these moments where desperate times call for desperate measures. Yeah. You realize, it's just a turnkey Killbot. You just slap a gun on any of these things, and there you go. The uprising.
What if the robot goes online and learns how to build guns themselves?
Yeah,
and tries to kill prime ministers or former prime ministers.
I mean, honestly, you're making a very good point and a funny joke, but it's not that far off.
I know.
if you get a drone, well, there was, we've seen the Taliban and ISIS and stuff turn regular DJI drones, consumer grade drones, into weapons, put flamethrowers on them, single shot firearms, explosives, stuff like that. And such is the case with these suckers. But back to GNOM, this multifunctional robotic platform was created to solve surveillance and reconnaissance tasks, as well as a delivery of ammunition. It was like a mule, food, and evacuation of the wounded. In addition, it can function as a repeater to increase communications range or serve as a satellite for larger robotic platforms. So it's part of the Skynet, you see. Mm-hmm. But they just slapped a gun on it and now they use it. This all the way down to the end here. There was an
Odyssey. There's an Odyssey onboard computer that hides inside of it. That's pretty gnarly.
Yes, that's actually a fairly popular robotics control platform. Let's see, where is the bit that they talk about it? They talk about the Russians have been using robots in warfare for quite some time, and they mentioned very specifically that, let's see here, cannot find it. Had it done. Well, they basically say, yeah, we're just, as a whole, we're trying to replace humans with these robots in warfare.
Right here.
But the question is, what are these robots supposed to be shooting at? No, I mean, sure, they'll shoot at other robots, but they're also going to be shooting at humans.
Yeah, maybe this last sentence here and the whole thing.
Is it the very last paragraph? Let me do the whole paragraph.
Sure.
It's part of a long-term plan that could change warfare forever. It was already warned about just over a year ago by Sergei Shoigu, the Russian defense minister, when he confirmed that the former Soviet country was mass-producing combat robots based on artificial intelligence. He referred to them as the weapons of tomorrow. Is that the part you were talking about?
Yeah. So back to that point about, the joke and the point about AI learning how to build weapons or bombs or whatever online. Think of, I just had this weird sort of imaginary moment where you and I get called into the lizard person office somehow, we find ourselves in front of the lizard master. And the lizard master is basically like, we need actual censorship of the internet. Your choice. Mm-hmm. You get to do censorship of the internet, get rid of all this, censor all that information. Because if you don't, the AI is going to learn how to do all of it. I mean, what do you do?
The AI is going to learn how to do what? They're saying they want to censor the internet to hide it from hide a training model from the AI.
Yes. Doesn't that put us in between a rock and a hard place? It's kind of like on one hand, it's
here's the fun part. I don't think that I've tried to run our transcripts through AI and nothing of use comes out the other side. I think that's the beauty of this show is that the AI can't make heads or tails of what we're talking about.
The problem with that thinking is that we are playing with the AI that is made available to us, which is very low level AI.
Gons, I'm telling you right now, it's bad input. The robots don't understand humor. That's the problem. Yeah. That's why people think we do this show with humor and nonsensicalness because we're just a bunch of silly boys and we don't take ourselves too seriously or whatever. No. The humor is a strategy.
There's a strategy.
Confuses the artificial intelligence.
Yes. There was a whole thing. I don't remember if we brought it to the show, but I remember several months back, I read a big article about how the one thing that AI and machine learning and all that has a very, very difficult time deciphering is humor. Yeah.
So they don't even understand the concept.
They don't understand
How do you program the concept of humor?
Once we have robot comedians, that's when we'll know it's over.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we will have come to some kind of cataclysm.
A cataclysm. Crossing the Rubicon.
That's your Flippy update for the day. We've known that the Chinese got their killbots on the border of Tibet. We knew that the Russians have been working on their killbots, but now the Ukrainians got their hands on their very own killbots. It's the future, folks.